will never understand, my pretty girl. There are so many things that I will never understand. I bet you're cute. I always come and give you kisses right after I put lip balm on. And I don't want you to eat the lip balm, my sweet little baby girl. You're so pretty with her little white face. The old lady. This doesn't get old lady. You're so cute. You're so pretty. You're smart and funny too. All of those things. I have to trim your nails. This is not in the mood. Don't do it now. No, don't do that. Go away, please. You're bugging me. Some things I don't understand. Like, how come some people on YouTube, they can dance around listening to music, doing different things, you know? Like they're filming a shot, and then they're playing one song, and then they edit that shot, and they're filming another, and then they're playing another song. They play all these songs, but they're so big, they can. Because the bigger you are, the more graces you are given, because you draw people in. So you are rewarded for drawing people in. So they look at you, and if they're looking at you, they ain't out there doing good for anybody else.
That's true.
You know? They're watching all the people that are living the best versions of their life, and that are just telling them, just live for yourself. Just for you. Nobody else. That's not what God intended.
No.
And then other people, like on my earlier videos, I had a what were those things? iPod, and I'd play music, and it was so low, only I could hear. It wasn't audible, you know. But copyright strike, because I'm little, and I'm little, and little. They just like they'll ding ya. They just ding, ding. You're doing it wrong. Ding. You're not like everybody else. Ding. Fall in line. You know. No reward for you. You get a strike for the same thing this person over here. It's just, you know, and I was in IT for a lot of years, so I know how permissions work. You know, groups, you know, work groups, positions. You have this person has access to these things, but they can't get here because that's, you know, not their job, you know. But this person can have, I'm IT. I always had all access to everything. You know? But, it's getting goofy. It's getting goofy. All right, let's do this. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I just took a really hot shower. Took a really hot shower. I just wanted to rinse off the last couple days. Just have been kind of, I don't know, my body hurts. And when my body hurts, just makes everything harder, is all. Just makes everything more taxing and not really pleasurable. So, yeah. We are blessed. We are blessed. We're warm. I made chicken pot pie for supper today. Hi, Artie Pants. How you doing, handsome man? Artie Pants. We're all still breathing, you know. There's a lot of people that aren't breathing anymore. Man, the world is just getting goofy. I was just scrolling through the headlines. I haven't done that in a while. Like in a couple days, you know. I try not to. I really do, because it's just such a downer. And I live in New Mexico, and they all act like they care about life in New Mexico. They put their Zias up everywhere, and they, you know, people go around and talk about, whatever they talk about, right? But we got big problems, because the way I look at it, the less population of a state, and if they have so much crime, then people are disconnected from their spirit, and that creates a lot of problems. You know, whether people are teaching their kids one way, like to live in integrity and things like that, and then the kids are making of their own free will, they're just gonna say, no, my parents always taught me how to be honest and not to lie and not to cheat and not to steal. So I'm gonna take heed and not do those things because I recognize as a harm it causes. They just disregard that and they're just like, no, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Because I just read something a little while ago and I was just like, where are these people's parents, man? Where are these kids' parents? And then I'm like, oh, they're all twacked out on drugs someplace or drunk someplace at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's right. You know, but see, my parents weren't, that's the thing. Everyone has free will. And when I was young, my parents didn't give a shit where I was. Yeah, I take good care of mom now, but there's a whole history back there of stuff I got to get over. See? I gotta get over it. Everybody said, get over it, Marge. So what? It all happened in the past. Get over. So all this stuff, I get over it, right? You know, I got no ill will, animosity about things that happened freaking 30, 40 years ago. Not even the same people. Human beings, your cells rejuvenate every 7 years. You are not the same physical being every 7 years. Anyway, so, but I didn't have destruction in my heart. I had hurt in my heart. I didn't have hate and animosity, you know. I always just was like, that's on the, you know, that's them. That's how they act. If I'm acting like that, then there's two people acting like that. And I didn't want to be like that, so... And Mom also pressed upon us not that spite, you doing things out of spite, that stuff comes back to you. And I tested the waters and she was right. So spite is not a realm that I like to spend much time in and being spiteful, getting back at people for things that they did to me. No, I don't have time for that, man. You know, so I didn't have maliciousness in my heart, and I saw too much pain and too much strife, and I adding to that in the world is just never interested in me. It's never been something that's interested in me, and I look around and I see people that just freaking get off on it, and now it's like spread like wildfire, and there's more of those people than people like, you know, you just want to live decent, quiet, freaking non-perverted freaking lives. So, on January 27th, 2023 at approximately 10:50, I'm probably going to not pronounce these right because I'm not Spanish and a lot of this stuff is Spanish. Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to reports of a shooting at the 200 block of Atristo Vista Southwest. When deputies arrived, two juvenile they should put the time that they were dispatched. They should have to put their arrival times in this stuff. Let's see how long it took you to get there, homeboy. Let's see. You got those brand new SUVs that drive real fast. Let's see what your response times are. See, those are the stats that I want to see. See, they don't want me putting their ear in the chief's ear, because I'd be like, I have them out 5 o'clock in the morning running calisthenics. Yeah. Working for those SUVs that our taxes pay for. And all the freaking laptops in them. And all their gear, so they can just get bigger uniforms. It's fucking, like, where's their self-respect, man? When deputies arrived, two juvenile victims suffered from multiple gunshot wounds were located. One of the victims, 15, was pronounced deceased on the scene, and the one was transported to UNMH in critical condition. 14! The identified suspects fled the area in a dark-colored four-door sedan. Limited details are available at this time, but there's cameras everywhere, right? If anybody knows anything about this, get a hold of the sheriff's office. Violent crimes and homicide detectives are actively investigating. Get off your computer, stop watching YouTubes, and go. See, that's the thing. I know I've been in this town now 2 years, and I know a lot of the inner workings of this town already. So why law enforcement that have been in place for 10, 15, 20 years don't know their own cities? Kind of says something. And they make so much. Go look. Go look, and all they have is just a high school education. But it's a club, and you got to have that freaking twisted mentality. Are you seeing this twisted mentality? I mean, these cops that are getting arrested for this stuff, man. The stuff that they're freaking, I mean, it's either people are living for their ego or their heart, you know, and maybe when they first started on the job, golly gosh darn it, they became a police officer because they wanted to help people, you know, and then you hear stories about they wanted to help people, and then one day they just, you know, there's just drugs everywhere, so they decided to start doing heroin. So they started taking the product. Yeah, just more than that than the people that want to help people. So, what did I call today? I hate naming these talks. That's why I have I have reruns of a lot of titles on these talks and I just make playlists. So if somebody, what's one of them that I commonly, that there's like 3 or 4 of them, because I've done over like 2,000 videos at this point. So from 3 different states. Oregon is where I started. Then I was in Arizona for a few weeks. That was hell on earth. And then now here in New Mexico, 2 places in New Mexico. So, just talking about how I see things in real life. Real life. But I always I learned something recently. I'll like a band or a musician until I find out things about them that it's just like, that's it. I'm not going to freaking listen to people that do things like that. I just won't do it. I won't. I'm not going to spend my money on people that do stuff like that. Like, I've never been a fan of Tool. I always thought that Maynard guy was like a white man R. Kelly. You know, I went to go see him one time because all my friends were fans of him. And I'm just like, you guys have fun. I'll see you later. See, stuff like that I always drove myself because I wasn't into it like everybody else was. But I'd go to participate for as long as I could stand it. But, you know, Lord knows none of those people never came into my world. Anyway. So, I was never an Elvis fan. Didn't like Rush. All these bands that all these people they just love all these bands. Like, I wasn't really never a Deadhead. I did go to a parking lot one time. They were having a concert, and I was in the parking lot where they had the Sacramento State Fair, and I like their LSD. They had a lot of fun doing that. Open, you know. Once you see what your eyes can see, ultimately you can see these things without any aid. So, found out a tidbit the other day about Elvis Presley with all this stuff, because I was never a fan. I didn't really care, you know. My dad looked like him, so and people always said my dad looked like him. What's the matter, Luna? But I don't know. I didn't care. But I found out that he was 24 when he first got his scopes, you know, because those predators, they got their type, they got all their stuff, and there she is, in all of her goodness. Priscilla Presley was 14, and he was 24, and that's fucking disgusting. And this is our history. This is what our country is based on. This is what America is. It's a history of that, and then being covered up Because no, you can't let people know. No, it's not like that. No. And yes, Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin. I mean, it's just these twisted minds, and they're just looking for these penis pockets, and they call it love, and they have they're just people that are never told no come up with weird, twisted, gross ideas. People without discipline what they turn into. You can tell when they're a little child. What people are, you can tell what they are when they're very, very young. When they're playing on the playground with all of their friends and they're sitting around, and they're talking, and you can hear what they're talking about. And you can hear like the maliciousness and how they want to, some of these kids. And why don't their parents? Because their parents don't want to look like they did a bad job. So whatever that freaking thing does from its life, from then on out, mommy and daddy are protecting them. And then the rest of us have to learn how to dodge them. See, as a woman, as an adult, I haven't had since I don't drink alcohol. See, you drink alcohol, you put yourself in susceptible situations. Like, God bless it, man. That young girl down in that 19 Louisiana, people take advantage, man. The wickedness and the evilness that is shroud and freaking covered this nation, this land. This karma's coming, man. People cannot act like that. 17 year, and these little these little video game, these little guys, mom and dad do everything for them. They don't do their laundry. They don't, they just go around doing whatever. They're psychopaths everywhere. There are these psychopaths all over the place. They drive expensive cars. I'm more worried about those ones. The ones at the bottom of the they're doing their, they scurry off under their rock, but you got these egos that, these little, violent beings that are just going around, just causing harm to people because they're hurt. Because why? People need to learn how to get over their hurts, though. That's the thing. I think about all the hurts I have had to get over in my life, and I'm just like, why can't they? Why can't people? Why can't they get past it? Why they gotta stay hung up on stuff? My hurts aren't from stuff that happened in history. My hurts because of the stuff that hurt my feeling in the history is still happening today in some areas of my life. But I just accept it, So I think about that. So I think about all the people that are fans of Elvis or fans of a pedo. All of them. And and people used to be fanatic about him when my mom's mom, you didn't really like Elvis much. You didn't care, did you? Much? You weren't really, mom was more studious, huh? Right? It's my understanding. She has writings all over. She's a very good writer. And so she was more studious or was more academic. She didn't like trouble. She didn't like, all that loud noise and stuff like that. She had a lot of trauma and stuff like that in her life. So just nice and quiet is nice for her. But you did marry my dad. And he did look like him, kind of, or people said he did. But, it's what people pay homage to, what people like, what people are into. And when people, the like attracts like. That's the thing is I think that they they put these people in these positions that do these things, and then they get kind of a gauge on where society is, Society's going in the toilet, man. It's America's going down. We're watching the end of the country. People are just, going through the motions for a while, it's so bizarre, the people that are in charge. These people that are coming up with these ideas, they have no practical skills. But the people with practical skills, we can't get up there, you know? We can't get up there. And people, you know, you can't solve problems with the same consciousness that create the problems. And those rich people, they're the ones that are making the cracks of society wider. And as an IT professional, it is hilarious to me that people are becoming more and more reliant on technology, because more and more people don't have their credentials that they need to get by in society. I'm surrounded by people all the time that don't have driver's license, don't have birth certificates, don't have social security cards, you know, and every single one of them, though, of those things, to get one of those, like, you have to have an address, you have to have you have to have 2 other proofs of ID. I mean, it's just, they make it hard for people just so they could fill seats in the offices that say you need to have this to fit in our box. Start closing those offices. We don't need those offices. Those offices, misappropriation of funds. Those people aren't answering the phones. I did have a weird thing happen today. Beverly from the VA clinic here in Taos. She said that they were scheduling me out for a 6-month appointment, but the appointment was for December. Ma, it's January 31st. And they put my appointment out for December. Because I said, are you sure it's December? Like, did she misspeak? She's like, yeah, because when she first picked up the phone, she said she was scheduling an advance appointment. And I was like, that's even longer than it was. I don't know. You know what? I just go with the flow. See, when I was in the Air Force, though, all your appointments were scheduled for you, and all you had to do was show up. And there were still people that wouldn't show up. They'd go back to their dorms and lay down, take a nap, and, you know, or it's just so bizarre. It's like, that I get why people go that way, because it's such a coddling. It's so coddled, man. It's so, people just, like, when people move, there's an office that comes and packs up your house and moves for it. And it doesn't cost you a dime. It costs all the taxpayers a dime. All their dimes. Yeah, so the hassle of moving. I've had to move from one place. I hate moving. You know, if I was still in the military, I could just call somebody up. Then do it for me and somebody else pays. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So there's a lot of flooding. I'm getting a lot of alerts of a lot of flooding all over the world, all over the United States, all over every place. There's a lot of water. The most recent, Reidsville, Georgia. Floods 6 minutes ago, southern United States. It just says southern United States. And then it goes on and lists all. It's estimated that 2.69 million people, 1.03 million households, and 313 billion USD of infrastructure are within the flood warning areas. This is just nonsense, because these are just words as far as I'm concerned. There is no way to verify that any of this is even true. You know, they just make up numbers as far as I'm concerned. Always have. That's what they've always done. When has the government ever said anything true? So, Reidsville, Georgia. There's snowfall. There's a lot. Canada's getting a lot of snow. Winter storm in southern United States, but I don't know where. Not where I live. It's been sunny the last few days. Volcano in Japan. Volcano in Guatemala. Volcano in Japan. A different one than the one in Fuego. Peru volcano. Volcano in Santa Marita, Guatemala. Ecuador volcano. Yeah, the world is definitely active. We got an active Earth. How you feeling today, Ma?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah? You think people are ready for a new way of living?
Yeah.
Of all the ways that people choose to live on this earth, I don't know. I'm excited for more people to get healthy. You know, I don't know. I'm seeing it's a fine line. Either people are going to get healthy and they're going to start feeling good about themselves, and then service to others. You feel good. You want other people to feel good, or they're just going to be freaking more douchey d-bags on the planet. Male and female. It's not gender specific, man. It's whatever, It's what are people doing with what they got? It all, my mind always goes to that. What are you doing with what you got? I'm gonna go in and pay rent tomorrow and stop off at the vet. There's a call for action. Just give $20-$40. Every little bit helps. Yeah, these people are freaking out because their dog has to have a surgery and they don't know how to pay for it. So I think I might want start. I got ideas for fundraisers and stuff like that for the local community. I got all kinds of ideas. I just don't. I guess I better get in the mood. Anyway, the weather has been nice. I did see a couple people, young people, out walking this morning on my way into town. And I really don't like going in when it's busy. Like, I don't go into town much on the weekends. I prefer to do all my stuff on the weekdays because there's too many tourists and they make my third eye twitch, man. All these people in their freaking 6-figure cars and freaking their Mercedes living that man life. It's like, what are you doing for other people? Still, always. My head goes to there. It's annoying. I annoy myself a lot with the way I'm thinking. Marge, why can't you just let things go? Because that's messed up, man. I had to talk myself out of getting freaking flustered today because people are just petty and they're freaking really deliberate and they do things intentionally and they know what they're doing. And I've seen it my whole life and more crap I gotta let go. And the freaking, my neighbors are cool. They just have like some dipshit friends. They know some dumbass people, I guess. I don't know. And I'm only going on saying this based on their behavior because they came in this afternoon and they got some drums and it's like, oh look, there's some drums. Let's beat on these drums. We don't play the drums, but let's just beat on these drums to make this noise, Okay, yeah, I'm all right, beat on the drums, okay. And then they're beating on the drums. I said, good thing I'm in New Mexico. Nobody has any, longevity. Nobody does anything for any extended period of time. They give up after, something like a fly goes by or something. They give up real easy, so they didn't play the drum. They didn't beat on the drum for very long. And then they exited because they go out a gate that goes into one of the units, and then I have a gate that goes out to the front. And when I don't ever use it though, because anyway. But so to me, it's important that the gates stay closed because there's so many other dogs that they let their dogs just run around free. That I don't want to be walking my little old dog and some freaking dog, comes in and freaking shreds, tries to get at mine. Because then you're going to have to watch me kill your dog because you didn't close your gate. And it was aggressive. So, anyway. I will protect my own. And then I will feel bad about it later. Because I always feel bad about stuff like that. I haven't ever done anything like that. But, thank goodness. So that's why I see the importance of keeping the gate closed. So when the dummies with the freaking beating on the drums left the gate, they left it wide open. She'll come close it because it drives her nut. Watch. Listen. People just suck, man. People are really intentional, and they're really, and it's just like close the gate behind you. You know, it's like, it's common, uncommon courtesy. And if people haven't ever been this told, let me educate you here today. If you come to a gate and it's open, drive through, leave it open. If you come to a gate or a door that's closed, walk through it, and you want to go through it, walk through it. If you find it closed, leave it closed. If you find it open, leave it open. If you go to a place where there's nature everywhere and you find garbage, pick it up. Don't put garbage on the ground in anywhere. Put it in proper receptacles. Things that people don't know. Brush your teeth. It's important that people brush your teeth. How many people don't even brush their teeth? It's gross. Like, if I don't brush my teeth feel fuzzy. They start feeling fuzzy. I brush my teeth all the time. Not even like, I mean, I do it in the evening with Mom, but like sometimes I just feel like brushing my teeth. It don't matter. I spent $4,000 on fucking braces because, you know, insurance isn't for single people. You got to usually pay out of pocket for stuff like that because it's cosmetic. Whatever. I just was trying to be like everybody else because when I was little, I was this little autistic kid, and then people just told me to say, oh, people with crooked teeth aren't very smart. People with crooked teeth aren't very good looking. And I didn't want to be dumb and ugly, so I treated myself. Yes, I did. It was either that or, anyway, that's another story. So, what are the good things that are happening? I keep hearing the astrology about how people are going to start getting more generous, so we're going to see. That's what they're saying. I listened to a couple talks today, and they were saying that. So we'll see, because people have free will. That's the thing, is people have had free will this whole entire time to live out, you know, go within, find out who they are, determine what character defects don't serve them, work real hard on minimizing, reducing, or, you know, absolving those, getting rid of those, and seeing how good of a person they can actually be. But no, the human race slowed to a stroll, and things went terribly, terribly wonky. Yeah, it's everybody for themselves. You know, it's all about, you know, what people want and make themselves. People are living their best version of themselves right off a cliff. Yeah. And, you know, it's funny, because what we're going to see next, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this, is the fact that people with money have gotten their way a lot. Like money, like, okay, you know, like people take cuts in business if somebody has more money, and some, you know, they'll like, you know, that's why a lot of contractors suck. They're so shitty, is because someone will offer them more money for them to put off the jobs that they're doing and come work for them. It's just, you know, it's lack of integrity all over the place. It's everywhere, man. And so, I don't want to hear this right now. Who else did I find out about recently that it was like, freaking the Aerosmith guy. I never really liked Aerosmith a whole lot either. That Perry guy. Freaking, and these parents just signed their daughters over, sons too. It's just not as common, you know. But like when all these, yeah, you know, money talks. But the thing of it, for a long time, people that have had a lot of money, they've had security because they can get whatever needs they have met. Whatever skills they don't have, they can pay somebody else to do the job. And I don't got no earth in my chart. I really don't really care about money. Money is to appease other people so they leave me alone so I can live my life. So I have to give them money so I can just be comfortable. Just, here, take this, leave me alone. right? That's what money's for. Just here, take this, whatever. It's stupid, it's dumb, it's not backed by anything, but you want so much of it so I can keep me and my mom warm. We got this little space heater on. It's working real good because we're using way less gas. Because my gas bill last month was $200. I was like, no. I said, Mom, we're gonna layer. But I'm hot. I run hot anyway, so I'm like a little furnace. So anyway, that Steve Perry guy. That's he gross, and this is and then people worship these false for prophets. That's what I call them. They love them. They love their music. They all the money, extra money they got. It's not so much. This is how it used to be more so, and they're trying to kind of hang on to that ideology. But the world's changed so much, dude. I have no desire to see freaking 70-year-old person freaking doing nothing on a stage. I didn't like the music that much back then. I mean, that's like, it's just, of all the things to do in the world, watching some old person on a stage freaking acting, hanging on to the olden days, no. And when their olden days is full of so much gross, freaking nefarious, freaking perverted shit. And that's what people love. That's what people pay homage to. That's what people love. There's a lot of karma coming, And in order for things to be cleansed and rectified and healed, all these new age people are talking about being healed. Everybody needs to be everybody's going out to looking for healing. In order for that to happen, people have to acknowledge that these things even happened. More, and it's coming out more, like with Pamela Anderson, talking about how she lost her virginity when she was 12 to a 25-year-old dude. I was 10 months old, so I know freaking, what the scumbags are in the world. I know who they are. I recognize them every day. You just can't go around, going, hey, you're a pervert. I can feel it. Can't do that. I assure you, I do know who the perverts are on this planet. I see them every day, and God help their soul, huh? That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.